Hi, my name is Angel. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm joined by two other members, and we'll be discussing BER topic and LLMs for business management. I am going to be starting with the introduction and kind of an overview of what is it that we're really going to be talking about. So I am going to begin doing that by sharing my screen. All right, so using BER topic and LLMs for business engagement. Again, I'm joined by my two members, Zachary and Spencer. Zachary is going to go over the technical side, and Spencer is going to be going over the business side. So, what is our project? We want to help brands connect with Gen Z and millennials who may be considered chronically online. Chronically online, what is that, right? This is an overuse or significant use of social media platforms by a set individual. Gen Z tends to use expressive language within slang, emojis, and culturally relevant phrases. Traditional brands struggle to engage authentically on social media, and this is something we're trying to bridge the gap of by using machine learning. All right, so the first video was a viral video by an influencer, by a set influencers who are just doing it for fun. Then we have a company, Duolingo, supposed to teach you like what, French, Mandarin, right? And they're on the forefront on TikTok, getting 19.1 million views. They're interacting with their users. The user said, at this point, Duolingo is just a short form entertainment company that happens to have a language app. We have other companies interacting, saying, okay, Duo got moves. Then we have Duolingo themselves responding to users saying, as a response, I'll delete you because someone commented, I deleted Duolingo to save space for a mobile game. They're getting 16.3 thousand likes to just say, I'll delete you. Such a typical Gen Z response, millennial response, or younger audience response. So what's the problem? Younger generation influences consumer trends. Typical corporate responses feel robotic. It becomes hard for companies to speak online without sounding forced. This provides an opportunity for the need to analyze sentiment and language style to build trust and relevance with younger audiences. So how did we break down the BER topic? We used the BER topic on the Sentiment 140 dataset from Kaggle, and our labeled tweets, for example, said, bruh, Dwight Howard is my uncle, LMAO. Tweets show excitement, product talk, and personal anecdotes. Using the API key from OpenRouter, we use that Kaggle Gen Z dataset, pre-processed text, and ran BER topic pipeline. This is a video representation of what the Sentiment 140 CSV file looked like. Now for the demonstration and discussion portion of our presentation. Zachary will explain how the team used a Twitter dataset and BER topic to find out what people were talking about online. He'll show how we used OpenRouter to write replies that sound more like Gen Z. His part shows how these tools help companies respond quickly in a way that feels more real or personal. Spencer will talk about the business side and how we can use these tools in real life. So without further ado, Zachary will be explaining the first portion.
Hello, everybody. Zach here. I'm going to go over our demonstration for our group today. We use some NLP methods we use BERT topic for our topic modeling, and we use OpenRouter for our AI-driven solution engagement, which really means just using an LLM to respond back to those tweets based on the different topics. To start off with, we had to find some data, and we went ahead and found some Twitter data using this CSV, which is Sentiment 140. Anybody can find it on Kaggle. It's already got sentiment scoring done, so we just need to set it to 4 for positive tweets. We could also look at negative tweets if we wanted to think about converting maybe some negative customers over to positive customers. However, we're just, for all intents and purposes, going to focus on positive tweets for this example today. So what I wanted to do is find a brand that's pretty common in the data, and what I found was Starbucks was pretty common. People, I guess, like their coffee more than their Xbox, Chipotle, and Netflix. So I selected the brand Starbucks, and then I passed it into my positive tweet data, looking for those specific words, looking for Starbucks, so I can then save that data set, and then I can pre-process the text by removing the stop words and the filler words, just things that don't really help out our topic modeling and makes it a little bit easier for BERT topic to work. So we'll see that here with BERT topic. You can see a lot of our filler words are missing, so we don't get any like if, ofs, but we do see some topics going in here, and some of those really are, for example, some major themes like just morning routines, or really going for their frappuccino, their caramel, their tea, different flavors, different types of coffees. And then another one that's kind of stood out here is like going to work or waking up and then getting their Starbucks in the morning. As previously stated, topic 0, talking about those frappuccinos, Starbucks, mocha, just the different types of flavors of coffees and coffees in general. It makes sense that it would be the major topic here by size, because it is a coffee chain, right? And looking at some of our other visualizations, our clustering and our topic word scores by topic, you can see the theme really stays the same throughout. There's not a lot of themes here for the positive tweets. Pretty simple to look at and digest, but if we wanted to kind of pull out some of these topics and have our LLM respond in a different way, we could if we wanted to. But for this purpose, we just really create a general large language model that, or general response that our LLM can use to respond to any tweet based on what we're trying to do here. And when we get to our open router part, we can see that we use the model DeepSeek. This is what we're going to use is DeepSeek, the LLM, in order to respond back to the tweets. And we're going to pass to DeepSeek some content. We wanted to act like a general Gen Z social media manager for Starbucks, known for chaotic, good energy, and hyper online humor. We wanted to reply to this tweet with a short, witty clap back, using TikTok style irony, internet slang, etc. I also had to tell it to not use "okay boomer" too much and some others Gen Alpha slang, because it was a little too much. It would use "okay boomer" in every other tweet, and we don't want it to do it too much and make it look too much like a bot or something like that. That's not a real person interacting with other people, other customers. So down here we're just going to pull out 5 samples from the data, and I'm going to set a random state to 42. So if we want to replicate those results from our LLM every time, this is what we need to do, but we can just leave that blank if we wanted to, and it would just give us a generic or generate a new response every time for those 5 different samples. You can see the table that we got here for what our LLM is going to respond to. It's going to respond to an original tweet, and then it's going to generate a reply on this right-hand side. But to make this a little bit visually easier to see, I put it in a list down here, kind of something that you would maybe see on a tweet. You would see the original tweet, and then you would see a reply from somebody. So you can just pause the video here and read over some of these. They're not too hilarious, but some of them are a little funny. But essentially, if somebody did want to use something like this, I think it would probably be best fitted with a social media manager overseeing this LLM or these NLP tools. That way we don't generate something that's offensive or just something that's just bland or doesn't make sense. We don't want to cause disengagement with the brand, right? We want to make sure people are engaging with the brand. And the main way to do that is to really do some oversight on this before we reply back to the individual. I hope you enjoyed my example today for this demonstration, and I'll be passing you off to the next group member. Thank you very much.
Okay, hi, my name is Spencer. I'm one of the group members, and I'm just going to be talking about the business case for our replies, our model. Basically, the goal of this entire project is to amplify sentiment and visibility with Gen Z speak. So when we talk about customers, and branding and loyalty. Having this consistent basis of LLM replies is something that can help customers feel like they're part of this this feeling, this brand. They're being heard. They're being engaged real time without a lot of real high manual cost, as we say here. So basically, instead of thousands of people trying to put together the correct branding and get together little focus groups to figure out how does Gen Z speak, we have a lot more streamlined reply system with our business use case. And so some you can see with this little screenshot here, the original tweet would be, Starbucks will be launching free Wi-Fi next week, not free coffee, sadly. And then the Gen Z reply coming out, free Wi-Fi, so you can Google how to afford Starbucks while you're here, And so it's something that hits the mood a little bit better than maybe basic corporate talk that might work for other people with like deals or something like that. But just having a Gen Z reply is kind of helpful for branding and all of that. And we have 3x engagement with LLM replies, so we got faster responses, improved brand loyalty. So so we're gonna move on here. What's some value added to our product or to our business use case? It saves time. Like I said, instead of thousands of employees trying to put together focus groups and make sure that Gen Z language is totally up to date, and when we use our marketing, we save time. It's a consistent brand voice, and so LLMs will have a tendency to kind of sound similar to each other, and it's increased customer satisfaction. If we get closer to Gen Z language, it's kind of self-explanatory with how Gen Z speaks. They'll be a little more satisfied with that aspect of things. I'll also add that when we talk about keeping up to date with language, lingo can change very quickly, especially with younger people in Gen Z. New fads and new things coming out can change language instantly, and so LLM can keep up with that as well. So we're not behind. So of course there's limitations. It can sound fake if unchecked. We've all had this issue with an LLM making up certain sentence structures, so it can sound fake. There's a risk of bias in replies. If you don't check for bias with those tweets, that is a risk of adding to our response pool, and so there's still supervision required. But ultimately, our BERT topic and Open Router helps brands move from listening to participating. So we can have quick responses. It supports brand reputation and loyalty in a fast-paced digital world. Like I said, everything's changing very quickly, but we can try to create a consistent voice that adapts to real-world input, and it enhances our relevance across platforms like Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram. You can look at statistics today that say that Gen Z is more online than any other generation, and those are the platforms they use. And so if we're applying our LLM with responses to those platforms, that's going to help so much with the rest of our branding. Thanks for listening to this recording. Thank you for listening through our entire presentation. We look forward to discussing with you guys in the future.